says where you belong?
There's no point doing what you're doing. It will just have to be undone.
Upstairs!
I tell you, we won't have it, and you'd better stop it right now. Hasn't Mortimer come back yet?
No.
It's a terrible thing to do, to bury a good Methodist with a foreigner. And we promised Mr. Hoskins a full Christian funeral. Where do you suppose Mortimer went?
I don't know, but he must be doing something, because as he was leaving, he said, "You just wait, I'll handle this."
Well, he can't very well handle it while he's out of the house. And that's all we want settled. What's going on down there?
All right, now where's Teddy?
Mortimer, where have you been?
I was over at Dr. Gilchrist's getting a signature on Teddy's commitment papers.
Mortimer, what is the matter with you?
Running around getting papers signed at a time like this.
Do you know what Jonathan's been doing in the cellar?
He is putting Mr. Hoskins and Mr. Spinazzo in together.
Oh, he is he? Well, let him. Is Teddy in his room?
He won't be of any help.
If Teddy signs these commitment papers, I can tackle Jonathan.
What have they got to do with it?
Well, you had to go and tell Jonathan about those 12 graves. If I can make Teddy responsible for those, I can protect you, don't you see?
No, I don't see. And we pay taxes to have the police protect us.
I'll be back down in a minute.
I thought we're coming for the police.
All right. Oh, wait, no, police.
Why?
If you call the police on Mr. Spinalzo, they'd find Mr. Hoskins, and that might make them curious. And then they'd find the other 12 gentlemen.
Mortimer, we know the police better than you do. I don't think they'd pry into our private affairs if we asked them not to.
If they found your 12 gentlemen, they'd have to report you to headquarters. And you couldn't count on a judge or jury to understand.
Oh, well, they wouldn't report us to headquarters. It'd be a very long report. And if there's anything police don't like to do, it's to write. And about Judge Coleman, he would understand.
Yes, we know him very well.
He comes to church every Sunday, especially before election.
And he's coming here to tea someday. He promised.
We must remind you about that. His wife died a couple months ago. It left him very lonely.
Well, come along, Martha.
Yes.
No, you can't do that. I won't let you. You can't leave the house, and you can't have Judge Coleman and tea.
Well, if you're not going to do something about Mr. Spinazzo, then we are.
I am going to do something. We may need to call the police, and if we do, I want to be ready.
We need to get Jonathan out of this house.
And Mr. Spinazzo, too.
You just let me do this my own way. I've got to see Teddy.
If they're not out of here by morning, Mortimer, we're going to call the police.
They'll be out of here. Just go to bed, for God's sake, and get out of those clothes. You look like death.
Well, that's a relief.
Yes. If Mortimer's really going to do something at last, it just means Jonathan's going to a lot of unnecessary trouble, and we can tell him. Oh, Jonathan, and you might as well stop what you're doing.
It's all done.
Well, it will just have to be undone. You're all going to be out of this house by morning, and Mortimer's promised.
Has he? Well, in that case, you and Aunt Martha can run along up to bed and have a pleasant night's sleep. Good night, aunties.
Oh, not good night, Jonathan. Goodbye. By the time we get up, you'll be out of this house, and Mortimer's promised.
And he has a way of doing it, too.
And that was Mortimer.
Oh, yes, he's up here talking to Teddy.
Perhaps you'd better say goodbye to Mortimer as well.
Oh, you'll see, Mortimer.
Oh, yes. I'll see Mortimer. Phew, that's all fixed up. Smooth as a lake. Nobody even knows if it done there. That bed feels good already. 48 hours we didn't sleep. Let's go to bed, Johnny, yeah? You're forgetting, Doctor. My brother Mortimer. Tonight we do that? Tomorrow? We do that tomorrow. Or the next day. No, tonight. Now, Johnny. but tonight we take care of Mortimer. Johnny, please, you go to bed now, yeah? Doctor, look at me. You can see it's going to be done, can't you? I can see that. I know that look. I believe it's a little too late to dissolve our partnership. Okay, okay, we do it, but it's a quick way. It's a quick twist like in London. No, I think this requires something special. I think perhaps the Melbourne method. No, Johnny, nonsense. Not the Melbourne method. 2 hours, and after it was all done, but the fellow in London was just as dead as the fellow in Melbourne. Yes, but there was no aesthetic satisfaction in London. But Melbourne, that was something to remember. Remember? Oh, I wish I didn't. No, Johnny, not me, not Melbourne. Yes, you, doctor. Where are your instruments? I won't do it, Johnny, I won't do it. I told you to get your instruments. No, Johnny. You hid them in the cellar. Where? I will not tell you. I'll find them.
Don't do that, Mr. President.
I cannot sign any proclamation until I've alerted my cabinet.
It's a secret.
A secret proclamation. How unusual.
Yes, let's go and sign it.
No. You wait here. A secret proclamation must be signed in secret.
All right, well, can you do it at once, Mr. President?
Yes, I'll go put on my signing clothes.
You get out now, yeah?
No, Doctor, I'm waiting for something. Something important.
Please, you leave now.
Doctor, I have nothing against you personally. You seem to be a nice fellow. So I'll give you this warning. Just get out of this house and get as far away as possible.
Trouble, yeah, you get out. Go.
All right, but don't say I didn't warn you.
I'm warning you. Get away quick.
Doctor, things are going to start popping around here any minute.
Listen, Tony's in a bad mood, and when he's like this, he's a madman. Things happen, terrible things.
Jonathan doesn't worry me now.
Don't those plays you see teach you anything?
About what?
Well, for starters, at least the actors in the play act like they've got some sense. That's more than you do.
Oh, you think so, do you, Doctor? You think people in plays act intelligently? I wish you had to sit through some of the stuff I've had to sit through. Take this little opus I saw tonight, for instance. In this play, there's a man who's supposed to be bright. He knows he's in a house full of murderers. He's even been warned to leave. But what does he do? He stays. Now, Doctor, I ask you this. Does that sound like something an intelligent person would do?
You're asking me?
He didn't even have the sense to be frightened, to be on guard. For instance, the murderer asked him to sit down.
You mean, won't you sit down?
Believe it or not, that was in there too.
And what did he do?
He sat down.
Ah.
Now, mind you, this fella's supposed to be bright. So there he is, just waiting to be trussed up. And you'll never guess what they used to tie him up with.
But?
The curtain cord.
A very good idea, very convenient.
A little too convenient.
Uh-huh.
When are playwrights going to use some imagination? So there he is, just waiting to be trussed up.
Oh, well, he didn't see him get it?
See him? He sat there with his back to him. You see, that's the kind of stuff I have to suffer through night after night. And they say the critics are killing the theater. The playwrights are killing the theater. So there he is, the big dope. Mind you, he's supposed to be right. Just waiting to be trussed up and gagged. I mean, it's ridiculous. Oh, what are you doing?
Sorry about that. You're right about that fellow. He wasn't very bright. Now, Mortimer, if you don't mind, I think we'll finish the story. I've been away for 20 years, and not once in all that time were you out of my mind. In Melbourne one night, I dreamed of you. And when I landed in San Francisco, I felt a strange sense of satisfaction at knowing I was back in the same country as you once more. Now, Doctor, we go to work. It's a quick way for me, Johnny. Yeah? Doctor, I told you this really must be an artistic achievement. Johnny, after all, we are working from the very distinguished critic. Johnny, please. Doctor. Right, let's get this over with. No, I need to have a drink first. I can't do this without a drink. Pull yourself together, doctor. At least there's this vine on the table. It was the same vines that I think we saw him when we walked in here this afternoon. Honey, a wine is like fine grapes. It takes time for good wine, yes? That's all it is, but we drink with you. Doctor, where are manners? Mortimer, I now realize it was you who brought me back to Brooklyn. Doctor, to my dear dead brother. Damn, that idiot! That's it, he goes next! No, not Teddy. That's very strong, not Teddy. Yes, Teddy, we get to him later. We don't get him at all. Now we've got to work fast. Is it quick way, Johnny? Yes, doctor, the quick way.
Hey, the colonel's got us quit blowing that bugle.
Yes, officer, we're taking care of it. We'll take it with him.
Well, there's gonna be hell to pay in the morning. You promised the neighbors you wouldn't do that anymore.
Yes, we have it handled. Good night.
I better speak to myself. Hey! You stood me up! I waited an hour for you at Kelly's. What happened to him?
He saw a plane today, and this is what happened on the plane. Very demonstrative.
Oh. Is this what happened in the play you saw tonight? They stole that from the second act of my play! In the second act of my... Better begin from the beginning. Alright, opens in my mother's dressing room where I was born, only I'm not born yet. So she's sitting there. What's up? Oh. No! You guys are the plot. She's sitting there doing her makeup when all of a sudden, a man with a dark mustache comes in and goes, "Miss Latour, will you marry me?" But he doesn't know she's pregnant. So there she is, spread out in her lingerie. The psycho was standing over her with a hatchet, and I'm over there, all tied up, just like you are. The place is in an inferno of flames. It's all on fire. When suddenly, and without warning, in through the window comes Mayor LaGuardia. Whoa. Hey, remember who paid for that. Go easy, buddy.
Well, I'm listening, ain't I?
How you like it so far?
Well, it puts Johnny to sleep.
Well, if you got more interest in that, you don't get a drink. All right, 3 days later, I've been transferred. I'm under charges. That's because somebody stole my badge. I'm walking my beat on Staten Island, right? I'm following this guy. He's really following me. All right. I see a vacant house in the corner, so I figure I'll smart this chump. I go in. I'm in the darkness. I see the door handle start to turn. What do? I pull myself. Don't let anybody. I pull myself against the door, and I say, "Come in."
What the hell is going on here?
Pat! Hey, what do you know? I'm over here writing a play with Mortimer Brewster.
Did you have to tie him up to make him listen? Joe, you better report him at the station. The whole force is out looking for you.
They sent you here for me?
You didn't know he was here. He came to warn the old ladies that there's hell to pay. That colonel blew the bugle in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Mr. Brewster, I gotta be going soon.
Get away from me!
Mr. Brewster! I know those first 3 acts went a little long, but I don't see anything we can leave out.
You can leave it all out.
Hey, who the hell is this guy?
That's my brother.
Oh, the one that ran away? So he came back?
Yes, he came back.
This is Brophy. Get me Mac. Better let them know that we found you, Joe. Mac, tell the lieutenant that he can call for the big manhunt. We got him in the Brewster house. Wants to bring him in? All right, we'll hold him here. Lieutenant's on his way over.
Well, I've been turned in, eh? And I suppose you and that stool pigeon brother of mine will split the reward.
Reward?
Well, now it's time I do some turning in of my own. You know my aunts, those sweet old ladies? They had 13 bodies buried in their cellar.
Teddy! Teddy!
What the hell are you talking about?
You better be careful with what you say about your aunts. They have to be friends of ours.
13 bodies, I'll show you where they're buried. Yeah? Yes, they're exactly down
You
there.
know what? Fine. Just go down the cellar with him, Abe.
Not sure I want to go down in the cellar with him. I mean, look at that face, he looks like Frankenstein. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Well, what do you know about that?
Oh my god. 13 bodies?
Come in.
What the heck's going on here? I told you I was gonna handle this.
Well, sir, we were just about to.
Who's this guy? Put up a fight?
This ain't the fellow that blows the bugle. This is his brother. He tried to kill Klein.
Yeah, all I said was that he looked like Frankenstein.
Oh yeah? Turn him over.
We kind of think he's wanted somewhere.
You kinda think he's wanted somewhere? If your boys didn't read the papers we hang up on the station, at least you could read True Detective. Yeah, he's wanted somewhere. In Indiana, escaped the prison for the criminally insane. He's a lifer. For gosh sake, he was described as looking like Frankenstein.
Was there a reward mentioned?
Yeah, and I'm claiming it.
He was trying to get us to go down in the cellar with him.
Yeah, he said there was 13 bodies buried down there.
13 bodies?
And if that didn't tell you, he came out of a nut house.
I just thought he talked kind of crazy.
Ah, if it isn't Shakespeare. Where have you been all night? And you needn't bother telling me.
I've been right here, sir, writing a play with Mortimer Brewster.
Oh, yeah? Well, you'll have all the time in the world to finish it, because you're suspended! Get back and report in!
Can I still come by the station to use the typewriter?
No! Get out of here! Boys, bring him to the kitchen, bring him to, see what you can find out about his accomplice. The guy who helped him escape, he's wanted too. Geez, no wonder Brooklyn's in the shape it's in. Police full of flatheads like you. 13 bodies in the cellar.
Ah, but there are 13 bodies in the cellar.
Who is this?
I'm President Roosevelt.
What is this?
This is the fellow that blows the bugle.
Good morning, Colonel.
Well, Colonel, I'm afraid you've blown your last bugle.
Dear me, another yellow fever victim?
What?
No.
You see, all the people in the cellar are yellow fever victims.
No, Colonel. This is a spy that we found in the White House.
Will you get him out of here?
Oh, Captain. Captain, I'm Mortimer Brewster.
Are you sure?
I'm here to talk about my brother, Teddy, the one that blew the bugle.
Mr. Brewster, we ain't gonna talk about that. He's gotta be put away.
I quite agree with you. In fact, I have it all arranged for. I've got these papers. They're signed by Dr. Gilchrist, our family physician. Teddy's committed himself, and I've signed his next of kin.
Oh yeah? Where's he going?
Happy Dale. Captain, I want you to know that everything that's happened around here, Teddy's responsible for. Now those 13 bodies.
Yeah, you had those 13 bodies in the cell. Look, it's bad enough the neighbors are all afraid of him. It's blowing the bugle and disturbing the peace. But could you just imagine what would happen if that cockeyed story about 13 bodies in the cellar got out? And now he's starting a yellow fever scare. Cute, ain't it?
Yeah, 13 bodies. You don't think anyone would believe that story, right?
Nah, you can't tell. You know, some people are just dumb enough. I mean, you don't know what to believe anymore. I mean, about a year ago, some crazy guy out in Greenport starts this murder rumor, and I have to dig up a half-acre lot just to prove that all of a sudden...
Would you give me a moment?
Oh, Mortimer.
Good morning, darling.
This is Mr. Witherspoon. He's come to meet Teddy.
To meet Teddy?
Mr. Witherspoon's the superintendent of Happy Hill.
Come right in. This is, Captain...
Lieutenant Rooney. I'm glad you're here, Super. The papers are all signed. Your man goes with you today.
Today? I didn't know that.
The papers are all done, signed, everything's done. He goes today.
I can't take him today.
Papers are all signed, no?
Yeah, right here.
Complete insubordination. You men will find out I'm no mollycoddle. when the President of the United States is treated like this? What is this country coming to?
There's your man, Super.
Just give me a minute. Mr. President, I have some fantastic news for you. Your term of office is over.
Ah, that's wonderful. Well, what's next? Let me think. Oh, yes, my hunting trip to Africa. Well, I was prepared once for the journey. Ah! Is he trying to move into the White House before I moved out?
Who, Teddy?
Stop!
That isn't Mr. Taft. This is Mr. Witherspoon. He used to be your guide in Africa.
Oh, bully, splendid. Excellent to meet you. Well, I must be off now. If the safari comes, tell them to wait. Aunt Martha, Aunt Abby, I made it to Africa. Isn't it wonderful?
Good morning, darlings.
We have visitors.
Yes, this is, Lieutenant Rooney.
Oh, how do you do, Lieutenant? My, you don't look like the fuss budget the police would say you are.
Why, the lieutenant is here because, Teddy blew the bugle again last night.
Well, we must speak to him about that, Lieutenant.
I'm afraid it's a bit more serious than that, ladies.
And you haven't met Mr. Witherspoon. He's the superintendent of Happydale.
Mr. Witherspoon, you've come to meet Teddy.
He's come to take him.
The police want Teddy to go today.
Oh,
But we won't be separated from Teddy.
Look, Miss Brewster, the papers are all signed. He's going with the superintendent today. I don't care.
no, we won't permit it.
Not while we're alive.
We promised to take the bugle away from him.
Look, ladies, I'm sorry, but the law's the law. He goes today.
Well, if he goes, we're going too.
Yes, you'll have to take us with him.
Well, why not?
Well, it's sweet of them to want to, but it's impossible. You see, we can't take sane people at Happydale.
Well, Mr. Witherspoon, if you let us live at Happydale with Teddy, we'll make sure that the institution is in our will, and for a very generous amount.
Lord knows we could use the money, but it's
Ladies, let's be sensible about this. For instance, here I am wasting my money when there's important jobs to be doing. There's still murders to be solved in Brooklyn.
Yes. Oh, are there? Whoa.
Yeah, it ain't only the neighbors afraid of him if he's blowing the bugle, but sooner or later things would just get worse. I mean, we'd have to be put up to the trouble of digging up your cellar.
Our cellar?
Yeah, your nephew's been spreading this crazy rumor there are 13 bodies in the cellar.
But there are 13 bodies in our cellar.
If that's the problem, you can just join us right down there, and we'll show you.
There's one, Mr. Spinazzo, who doesn't belong here and who will have to leave. But the other 12 are our gentlemen.
I don't think the lieutenant wants to go down in our cellar. He was just telling me a story about last year. He had to dig up a whole half-acre lot. Weren't you, Lieutenant?
That's right.
You wouldn't have to dig here, and the graves are all marked, and we put flowers on them every Sunday.
Flowers, huh? Superintendent, don't you think you can find room for these nice ladies?
well, they'd have to be committed.
Teddy committed himself. Can't they commit themselves? Can't they sign the papers?
Why, certainly.
Yes, if you give us the papers, we'll certainly sign them. Where are they?
Yes, where are they?
He's coming around, Lieutenant.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Klein.
Hello, we've got your other nephew out here.
All right, Superintendent, let's get them all signed up. I want this all cleaned up.
13 bodies in the cellar.
If you'll sign right here.
And you here on that.
I'm really looking forward to going. The neighborhood here has changed so.
Just think, a front lawn again.
Oh, we're overlooking something.
What?
Well, we need the signature of a doctor.
Oh, Dr. Einstein. Could you come over here for a moment?
Please let us go.
No, just come right over, Doctor. Last night I thought the doctor was gonna operate on me. Just come right over, Doctor. Come right over. Sign right here.
Oh, where are you leaving, Doctor?
I believe I must go.
Aren't you going to wait for Jonathan?
I believe we have gone our separate ways.
Oh, Elaine, you're still here. Stick around, huh?
Don't worry, I'm going to.
Hey, Mac. Yeah, it's Rudy. We got the guy wanted in Indiana. Read me his accomplice's case file. It's on my desk. Yeah. 5'1", 54, brown eyes, glasses, poses as a doctor, speaks with a heavy German accent. Thanks, Mac.
It's all right, Lieutenant. The doctor here has just completed his signatures.
Thanks, Doctor, doing both in a real service.
Mr. Brewster, you sign as next of kin.
All right, that makes everything complete. Everything legal.
Oh, yes.
Well, Aunties, now you're safe.
When do you think you'll be ready to start?
Well, Mr. Witherspoon, why don't you go upstairs and tell Teddy just what he can take along?
Upstairs?
Oh, I'll show you.
No, Mortimer, you stay here. We want to talk to you. Yes, Mr. Witherspoon, just upstairs and turn to the left.
Yes, Teddy. Now that we're alone, there really is something we must tell you.
Yes, dear. We want you to live here now.
No, dear, I couldn't possibly do that. This house is too full of memories.
But where will you and Elaine live when you get married?
Darlings, that's very indefinite.
Oh, it's not indefinite at all. Me and you are going to get married right away.
Mortimer, we're really very worried about something.
Don't worry, Aunties, you're gonna love it at Happy Dale.
That's just it. We're very excited about the whole thing, but we don't want anything to go wrong.
Will they investigate those signatures?
Don't worry, I don't think they're gonna look into Dr. Einstein.
It's not his signature, dear. It's yours.
You see, you signed as next of kin.
Of course. Why not?
Well, dear, this is really something we should have told you earlier. We didn't, but now you're going to be married to Elaine, and I better get to it. Dear, you're not really a Brewster.
Your mother came to us as a cook, and you were born about 3 months afterward. But she was such a sweet woman, and such a good cook, we didn't want to lose her. So brother married her.
I'm not really a Brewster.
Well, now don't take it too harshly, dear.
And Elaine, it won't make any difference to you.
Elaine, did you hear? Do you understand? I'm a bastard!
Well, I really should see about breakfast.
Don't bother, darling. Mortimer is going to come over and have breakfast at my place. Father has gone to Philadelphia.
Yes, I need some coffee. I've had quite a night.
Well, in that case, I should think you'd want to get to bed.
I do.
One moment, Witherspoon. Take this with you.
Alright, we don't need a wagon, my car's up front.
Oh, where are you leaving, Jonathan?
Some people out in Indiana want to take care of him for the rest of his life.
Well, it's nice to know you have some place to go.
We're leaving too, to Happy Dale.
Then I suppose this house will be seeing the last of the Brewsters.
Not unless Mortimer wants to live here.
I have a suggestion to make. Why not donate the house to the church?
Well, we never thought of that.
It should be part of the cemetery after all.
Alright, come on, let's go. I'm a busy man.
Well, I can't settle my score now, but neither can you, Aunties. It's even 12 to 12.
He always was such a mean boy. Never could let anyone get ahead of him.
I wish we could show him he isn't so smart. Mr. Witherspoon, does your family live with you at Happy Dale?
I have no family.
Well, I suppose you consider everyone at Happy Dale your family.
I'm afraid you don't quite understand. As head of the institution, I have to keep quite aloof.
Well, that must make it very lonely for you.
It does. But my duty is my duty.
Well, Martha, if Mr. breakfast, I think at least we should offer him a glass of elderberry wine.
Elderberry wine?
We make it ourselves.
Why, yes. Of course, at Happydale, our relationship will be more formal. But here, you don't see much elderberry wine nowadays.